Hello everybody, welcome back. So I know I said at the end of the last video that I was going to pick out a bunch of mats, and I didn't. Instead I decided what I was going to do on some of the pages that we hadn't planned yet. And one of them's a little funky and complicated, so I think we're going to do that one today and get it out of the way. Let me do a quick flip through. This is our Prima Moonchild album. I did attach this piece to the cover. This is not all I'm going to do on the cover, but I was tired of having the piece floating around on my desk, so I glued that down. This page has this flip, and I cut a little pocket. We'll get back to that, but this little flip is gonna turn into a pocket. I did put a little belly band here. I used one of the 1-inch cutoffs, so just measure that, add an inch, score it a 1/2 inch either end, and attach it, and that's your vertical belly band. These are the pockets that are already there. This is the flip that we did. We did these pages last time. These are the 2 magnets. The page that we're going to do today that I was telling you about that's kind of complicated, I was originally going to put here, but then I thought I've got an awful lot going on here. So I think what I'm going to do here is a horizontal belly band, another one, perhaps with a little envelope or something attached to it. We'll figure that out. We have a pocket here. This is going to be, this one's going to be plain with just a tuck spot. On this side, I'm going to put a pocket with, goes this way, a pocket with a flap. So we'll get back to that. This is the page we did this one last time also, and we're going to add more decoration there. And okay, this is the page we're going to do today, and I already got started with it. What I want you to do is make a flap. Now, the reason we're doing this page is I hadn't really decided what I wanted to do, and YouTube suggested a video to me, as they do. And hang on a second, hang on one sec. I forgot to write it down. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's from Kathy Clement. I'll link it down below. And it's an easy twist and pop card tutorial. And I don't make cards. I have no idea what a twist and pop is, but it popped up, pardon the pun, in my YouTube. I loved it, and I thought, I'm going to put that in a book. And then I realized, well, I have a book right now that needs something. So that's what we're going to do here. As you can see, I've got the mats down. This one looks crooked, but that's all right. That's because I didn't put my white sheet down when I did it. Okay, so you need to make a flap that is, I made it just a hair shy. It should be 5.5, but I made it 5 3/8 by 4.5, and then add a 1/2 inch for a tab. So 5 by 5 3/8. On the 5-inch side, you want to score 1/2 inch, glue it down as a flap at the top, and then mat this piece and this piece, okay? Then, now I strongly urge you to watch Kathy's tutorial that I'm going to link down below, because I have no clue what I'm doing. We're just going to hope for the best. And by the way, I did not actually forget magnets here. I just don't think they're going to work with what we're doing. So I'm probably going to use, not this one necessarily, but a little fancy paper clip or something that I'll make to hold this closed. All right, so what you need is a piece of cardstock that is 8.5 by 3. Now again, I want you to go watch Kathy's tutorial for exactly how to go about this, because she's going to be able to tell you way better than me. But you're going to score it in half. Then you make a little short score here, and I suspect I wasn't supposed to fold that there, but somehow I did. And then you score these 2 diagonal lines. They're 45 degrees. She will show you how to do it using a piece of chipboard, and then you fold it. I actually use the lines on my mat. And then you also fold it in 4, so in quarters, like that. So fold it in half and then in quarters, I believe. I hope I did this right. Again, flying by the seat of my pants here. Okay, so then once you've done all that, you're going to fold it in half, make sure everything's straight, and then you sort of fold it Hang on. I think I'm doing it wrong. Okay, yeah. Fold it this way. You sort of, see how it's sort of tucked in? These sort of tuck in, and the center part comes over and makes a triangular shape. All right, and then if it's, and then I opened it all up again, and I trimmed, hang on, I've got it upside down, I think. Yeah. Wait a minute. How did I do it? Oh, I trimmed the lower right here and the upper left here, I think. I have to double check the videos, but you do two opposite corners. I just can't remember which ones they are, but I'm pretty sure that was it. Yes, it was. Here and here. All right. And then what you do is you take this and you glue it into the book. She was making a card, but we're making a book. So then you take it and glue it just under the score line in the book and centered. And you only glue this little triangle thing. All right, so let's hope this works, because I have no other plan if it doesn't. I'm gonna have to rip it out somehow. Okay, so I just put some glue, and now I'm going to try not touch it down until I've got it, that looks about centered. Okay. Well, that's promising. It's coming up. Okay. And then I'm going to put some glue on this side. She says you don't need too much. And of course I always put too much, so. All right, and then close that. And again, there's a ton of bulk here. That's why I didn't go with a magnet, and there's even more bulk to be added. So I just didn't see any way a magnet was gonna cut it. Okay, fingers crossed, everybody. So now when you open it, oh, it worked. It pops up. Okay, and then, you know, it seems to me that hers was flatter than mine, but maybe, I don't know. We'll figure that out. All right, so then you take a piece of decorative paper that is the same dimensions, 1.5 by 8, and score so it folds in half and then in quarters, and you need to glue it to here. All right, so I've already inked these, by the way, with Distress Ink Victorian Velvet. All right, so you're gonna put ink in this upper side, upper corner, just about an inch like that, and to the halfway mark. Make sure I got my paper right side up. And then just glue that there. All right, and then you come to the other side and do the same at this corner. I sure hope I'm doing this right. I think I am. If this doesn't come out, it's no fault of Kathy's, it's my fault. But first time for everything. Okay. Okay, now. All right, doesn't want to, why is it not closing? Oh, okay, wait a minute. I think we got it. I think it's just a case of getting it to fold the right way the first time. Okay, I think we're just gonna need to train it several times. Once it's been trained a few times. Let me turn it up so you can see what it's doing. Okay, so I see where she gets the name twist. So when it closes, this piece comes out, but this twists. See how that twist like that. Okay, that worked. And then we will use, I think I only have a baby paper clip here, but I'll make a big paper clip to keep it closed with something decorative on it. Hang on. And I don't think a cameo is necessarily what I'm going to use, but that'll work. Okay, I am happy. All right, let me just get a big paper clip to hold this closed while we keep working. Although we could finish this, but I think what I'm going to do here, and actually we could go ahead and do it. Let me just open this up. I'm just going to put a photo mat on each of these. Wouldn't that be fun? Put a little, like a sprocket photo there if you've got a sprocket. Or little wallet-sized photos. And maybe some sort of little decoration on each one. So let us see. It probably would have been easier to put those on before I glued this thing down, but not necessarily. Okay, so I'd like a little of this paper to show. So I'm going to make it 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 by 1 3/4, and we need 4 of them. I feel like those aren't wide enough. Did I measure them? I wonder if I would have done better at 1 7/8. I feel like those are kind of narrow. The only thing is it lets that paper show. I just don't want them too small. Can you even see? I'm sorry. I don't want them so small that it's hard to get a picture on them. No, you know what? I am going to go with that size. I like being able to see this background paper. Now, when you do yours, like I said, make sure you watch her video. Do not fold it in half the way I did. You're not supposed to do that. And I probably could get it off and redo it, but I don't think it's going to matter all that much. I think it'll be all right. Now, if you put this page on one of the pages that has a gusset where there's more room, you could attach all kinds of things to that pop-up, flowers and everything else, but because mine is going where there is no gusset, I don't have a lot of space, so that's why I'm just going with these photo mats and maybe a few little embellishments when we get to that stage. And there's room here for something, and there's room up here for something if we want. Okay, so let me do these. And these mats will help with where I folded it when I shouldn't have. Okay, I have got to clean my desk. I have got so much stuff on this desk, and I've got about 3 projects waiting to be worked on, but I know I'm not going to want to do them because every time I make a new project like this project, I produce all kinds of scraps, and I don't clean up as I go as I should because I'm so excited to be working on it, and then at the end I have a huge mess to clean up. Okay. Sticking up? Not really. Looks like it is, but it's not. Okay. I don't know if the camera picks up on this paper, the holographic foil. I don't know. I'm not sure what it looks like on camera, but it is so pretty in person, the foil on this paper. I don't think I've ever had a paper that used this type of foil. Usually it's gold or silver. Occasionally, like on a Christmas paper, you might get a green foil or something, but this is a holograph, and it's beautiful. Okay, and then here we have the last one. This would be adorable with photos of children on it, or grandchildren, or wedding pictures or something. I think I mentioned that this paper appealed to me somewhat because where I live, we can see rockets going up when they go. So it'd be fun to just put pictures of, you know, watching a launch or something. Oh, that is super cute. I'm so happy with that. Okay, thank you, Kathy. All right. Again, I will put a link down below. Absolutely positively go watch, because obviously I'm just making it up as I go along, trying to remember what she did. And you'll fully understand how to do it if you go to her page and watch. And I will have a link down below. And we will make a really pretty clip to hold this closed. Like I said, I just don't think magnets are going to cut it. I have some strong magnets, and I could put one here and one here under something, but I don't know. That's an awful lot of stuff to be held closed. I don't think so. I'm just going to go with a clip. So for now, let's clip that. I already showed you what we're going to do further forward. This page I think I'm going to leave plain with a tuck. We have an awful lot going on with that pop-up. And then here, we've already made this little pocket flap. I've got an idea for here, but it's kind of convoluted, and I'm not sure I'm going to do it. So I'll let you know as we get to that point. And because I already have something pretty convoluted for the front. This book is getting to be kind of interesting. Okay, let's go back to the front, and let's do this little pocket. As you can see, I used 1/4 inch tabs on this. It was small and I didn't feel like using the big tabs, but you can use whatever size you like. And as it happens, looks like I wrote down what you need. You need a piece. If you're going to use 1/2 inch tabs, cut it 4 3/8 by 4 1/2. If you're going to use 1/4 inch, cut it 4, and what I did is, well, I'll tell you in a minute, cut it 4 1/8 by 4 1/2. The reason the 4 1/2 inch dimension, this dimension didn't change, is I did use a 1/2 inch score here, and then I just cut the extra off. You can make it 4 1/4 if you want the small tabs. And then score it like every other pocket on the 2 long sides and the 1 short side. And then let me go ahead, and I'm going to put the sides. Can you see? Is this in the way? Hang on. This is usually when I'm doing an album, I tend to make, sometimes I actually make prototypes. I know exactly what I'm going to do before I even start because I've made a prototype. That's maybe 25% of the time. The rest of the time I'm just making it up as I go along. But usually I have a pretty good idea what I'm going to do as I'm going along. Like I know pretty well how it's going to look, what I'm going to use in the book, that kind of thing. This one, I have got no clue. I have no idea what I'm doing. It's coming out a lot more complicated than I had sort of planned in my head. But I'm having fun with it, so there's that. All right. I don't know if you could hear my kitty just then. She was chirping. She makes, both of them do, they make a chirping sound. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned that my last kitty, who passed away in October, Dandy, was mute. So, and he was 20 years old. I did have, you know what, I'm going to just trim those tabs a little bit. I have had other cats, of course, but it's 20 years since I had one who made sound. We did have, Dandy had a brother, but he passed sadly as a kitten, so, and by then I just didn't feel like I wanted to stress Dandy out by introducing another pet into the house. He seemed happy as an only cat. Whoops. Okay. Hang on. All right, and this is going with the opening to the top. And stay away from that, from your score line here. Oops, not that much. And it's a little tricky because I'm going to turn it over. There's nothing, you can't rest it against anything when you're putting it down. Okay. All right, and so that, I think it's gonna look nice because we'll have a tag here that'll stick out. So when it's closed, you'll see the top of the tag. Okay, there's that. And, all right, so this was the belly band, which I told you how to do that. And somehow I've got glitter all over this page. I wonder if some of this foil, I think some of this foil might be shedding, but I'm okay with that. I have no problem with glitter. All right, we already did this, we already did this. We're gonna do this, but I'll come back to that because I'm pretty sure I am gonna do horizontal belly band, possibly with an envelope, maybe with nothing. There's an awful lot happening in this book. Okay, so then this is my flap. And to be perfectly honest, I can't remember which way this pocket goes. Yes, it goes this way. Okay, so this piece, oops, let me put my pin back. All right, so you're gonna cut your pocket 6 by 3, and I used a scrap. That's how I got this measurement. I had a piece that was 3 inches, so that's what I'm using. You should have the same scrap, or at least something similar. And then the flap is just shy of 5.5. I cut it a little shy so that I could keep it away from this inner edge. By 4, and it's scored, put the 4-inch side along your top of your scoreboard and score it a 1/2 inch. All right. You know, we've done so many of these at this point that flaps and pockets are, I think everybody should be good with. If this is the first time you've watched one of my videos, I'm sorry. You probably could have watched another one and I'd have been a little less disorganized. Again, this is an album I'm making up as I'm going along, but unless it's an accordion pocket, pretty much all my pockets get made the same way. Let's cut and cut. And cut and cut. These are Cutter bee scissors, if you don't know. They're great for this little detail cutting. Okay, so this is going to go on this side, and we're going to do just what we just did with the one on the back of that other flap. And whoops, almost didn't do the same thing. Sides go in first, a little bit of glue at the bottom of that, side tab, and fold it over and just hold it down. Burnish it a little bit. Okay, just like that. And then this is going to go in here. And I've cut this pocket a little bit short on purpose because there is no gusset here. So I need to make sure that this pocket doesn't go into that, into the score line where it's folding. And grab a piece of white. I'm running out of white scraps that are handy. I keep grabbing them to practice things. Like I used some white cardstock to practice that pop-up just to make sure I knew how to fold it. So again, this is in a little bit from each edge, but more from the inner edge. can play with it yourself, you know, make it as big as you want, but and I've left quite a bit in that inner area just because I really don't want too much bulk in there. See how easily that opens and closes? If I had put too much, if I had put this pocket too far in there, I'd have had a problem. Now, because I did leave so much, what I could have done is mat this first and then apply the pocket, but I'm okay with that. That's fine, doesn't bother me. All right, let's clip that. And these tabs are going to be covered by pattern paper. You don't necessarily have to clip them, but I want to. And then this is going to need a magnet. And since I am, as you well know, in the habit of forgetting my magnets, I think we'll probably go ahead and do that now as soon as we apply this. Don't mind my head. Glue there, but that's all right. That'll be covered by that. Okay, that's okay. That's good. Where's our magnets? Some people use Velcro dots instead of magnets. I'm not a huge fan of Velcro, so I don't. But if you like it, by all means. At least I'm not a fan of Velcro for this, I should say. I do use it for other things. Okay, let's see. Whoops. Making felt flowers. Working on a poinsettia. Getting ready for next Christmas. Okay. I was wondering, I was thinking I might play around with some felt flowers on an album. I haven't done that. Not this album. I don't think it would suit, but okay. So we're gonna put this. Now, we don't want to be too, we need to leave room on this. We're gonna have to go pretty close to the edge of that. Let's try that. Let's see how that goes. And I need a scrap. All right. See what I'm doing here, just put it on the back. Oops. Go. Oh, perfect. Okay, that's good. It won't be too hard to, these are pretty thin magnets, so I don't think I'll have any trouble anyway, but I don't like them too close to the edge of the paper. Go. And I am going to, let me see, just leave that there. Okay, all right, so then we've already done this one. Done that, that was fun. Done that. Okay. All right, I think all we have left for the inside before we finish the matting is this. We will do that next time. And of course the inside covers. It's getting to be a little bit chunky. You'll notice there's quite a big gap here and here. You could make it smaller if you want. I have it that way kind of on purpose for two reasons. One, I've got something pretty complicated going here and possibly in the back, and I'd like to be able to use some flowers in this album for embellishment, and so I left myself some room. Okay, I guess that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow the link down below for that pop-up twist, whatever the heck it's called, and watch that video, because that will help you immensely with doing it, because I really, like you saw that I was basically fumbling along. Follow her directions and you won't get in any trouble. Just use the measurements that I gave you. Okay, and actually what I did, honestly, is I cut my piece 12 inches long, and after I made all the folds and stuff, I just cut it off to the length I needed. But the measurement I gave you will work. All right, I will see you next time. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, please comment down below. Thanks very much. Have a great day.